Hey guys, it's Tran here, back with another video. So I've been using the Keychron K1 for about a week and a half, and I am ready to give you guys a review on it. But before we get started, if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and support me. It would mean a lot to me. And if you like this video, also hit that like button below. But you know what? Let's get started with this video. First, I want to talk about the design of the Keychron K1. The Keychron K1 is a low mechanical switches keyboard. It is not your typical Cherry MX switches. Please keep this in mind before you buy this keyboard, because with the low profile switches, there are not a lot of customization. There's not a lot of things for you to buy out there. So if you really want to customize your keyboard, I would recommend go with the regular Cherry MX switches. The design of the Keychron K1 is just typical Keychron keyboards. It's just really minimal. The keycaps are gray and dark gray, just typical Keychron design. All right, it's nothing different. The only different is the low profile switches. Obviously, they only come in two variants this time, the non-RGB and the RGB version. I made a mistake when I told you guys there's only two versions of the keyboard, the white LED version and the RGB version. Yes, but they also have a numpad version of the keyboard, like the full-on 104 keys version. I got a 10 keyless version because that's more than enough for me, but if you really need the numpad, then they have that for you too. But I just want to give you guys the quick information. Let's get back to the video. They have all of the light features, all of the color. They're pretty much the same, not much different. But actually, the RGB on this keyboard is actually my favorite because it's actually the brightest RGB I have seen from Keychron. So that is a plus in my book. Next, I want to talk about the build quality. As I've said before, the build quality is actually really good. It is made out of aluminum. I try to flex the keyboard, but there's no flex whatsoever to it. So again, that's another plus in my book. Another great thing about the Keychron K1 design that I really like is they have moved the ports on top of the keyboard now. It's no longer to the side. The on-off button, the Android and Mac button, they're all on top now, which makes it a lot more convenient than to the side. Now I can actually use my custom cables for charging the keyboard or just plug it in. I don't have to be awkwardly bend the cable to the side like all the Keychron keyboards. I think the reason for that is not because that they changed design, but like there's no space to the left of the keyboard since the keyboard is so thin. But anyway, no matter what the reason is, I love the port to be on top. It is a lot more convenient than it is to the side. So Keychron, you should switch it to the top on all of your keyboards. Just a thought, you know. Next, let's talk about the switches. So I got the low profile Keychron brown switches. It is a tactile switch of the low profile switch, just like regular brown, you know, the tactile switch. My thoughts on it, it's okay. My experience with it is okay. It's hard to explain, like the feeling when you type it. It's not your regular mechanical switches. You can feel the tactile, like you can feel the tackiness of it. But is this not as satisfied as regular mechanical switches? It's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain. But you know what? I'll drop you guys the sound test right about now. As you can see, the sound is actually pretty quiet. The feeling, I'm gonna try and explain this feeling as best as I can. It feels a little stiff, you know. It's like you can feel the tactileness, but then it feels a little stiff when it bottoms out. It's just not as satisfied as your regular switches. So keep that in mind before you buy this keyboard. If you're really into typing and you really like that, you know, that good feeling of the mechanical switches, this might not be for you. But overall, the experience is just okay for me. So it's time to give you guys my final thoughts on this keyboard. I actually have a conflicted thoughts about this keyboard throughout my week and a half of usage. Like, my feelings just getting mixed and played with. So I feel like this keyboard is great for the people that's transitioning from regular membrane keyboards or the Mac keyboards, but for the enthusiasts that's really into custom keyboards, building keyboards, or into exotic switches, this is not a keyboard for you. The typing feeling is what really gives me like conflicted thoughts about it. You can feel the tactileness when you type it, but you know, it's just missing that something, you know, that satisfying click or whatever it is. Also, the switch feel a little stiffer than your regular switches. I don't know why. But for the enthusiast, this is not a keyboard for you. But for like, I think for everyone else that's not using like custom keyboards, this keyboard will work great for you. It is a great daily driver for your editing, for your typing. So if you guys are really interested in buying this keyboard, the keyboard started out at $69 for the white LD version and $79 for the RGB version. If you guys really want to buy one, click the link down below. It would mean a lot to me if you use that link. But this is it for this video. If you guys have been enjoying it, please leave me a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.